Uganda boasts of a market-based economy, rich with natural resources, with the fastest growing and the youngest population in the world. Now, with comparative advantages of agriculture, innovation, and tourism, just to mention but a few. Now, tonight on the show, we're going to be talking to a gentleman from the NGALO Expo 2022. Now, this expo is a platform or a club for all business owners in the categories spoken above to showcase and also be able to be their brands to be positioned in the right places. After the break, we're going to be talking to Cyrus and we shall be discussing how the NGALO is faring and what are the events building up to this excitement as we dive deep into November. But do not go away. Let's see what Nanakex has in store and we'll be right back. Now, welcome back. It is Market Code Bridging to Business. Now, anything business related, I am talking business linkages, brand positioning, business to business. The first step is the market code right here. Now remember, we are broadcasting here at the Hub at Salama Road in Munyonyo, and at the Hub a lot happens. We are architects, and I'm telling you, we are also a production house for all media related services, live streaming, content creation, TV shows. The list is actually endless. All you need to do is call the number on your screen and we'll definitely be able to get back to you. But diving into tonight's discussion, we had previous discussions about the NGALO Expo, and tonight we're sitting down with Cyrus to understand the recent developments there. Welcome to the show, Cyrus, and thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much, Shadrach.
Yeah, the last time we talked, you were in Dar es Salaam and you were trying to paint a picture of what is going to be happening and what people ought to expect. But tonight, I want us to take it again from the beginning. Who are the people that NGALO is targeting, or the exhibitors? Who are you exactly looking at?
Okay, first of all, we're looking at the business people in the creative industries and innovation industries. We're looking at art and fashion. We're looking at culture conservatives. We're looking at agribusiness, fabrication, tourism, entertainment, food, and nature.
Right, so isn't that a wide scope that you guys are looking at?
Considering the team that we have and the way we've structured ourselves, we think that the scope will work best. We want to reach out to as many companies as possible. Because one thing we also have to understand with NGALO is it's just not an expo. Yeah. It's a very unique platform where we're bringing together, international businesses, local businesses. We want to build a club of some sort that can, support people where they can present, pitch, get investments and so forth. So it's not just really an expo, it's something unique, it's a club, and we're looking at building every category of it as soon as we take off.
Right, so I would want to find out, coming to November, are people, if someone is out there and they think, oh, I've not yet registered, I'm entitled too late?
It's not too late. We've been out to various different businesses that we've showcased, and you'll be seeing some of, obviously, that footage as we go along the way. But then we have also a team. There's contact information on the video, so you can reach out to our team, and then they'll help you, get on board. But it's not too late. We still have a lot of time for people to be able to come on board.
I want to understand, or for someone who is watching, your level of openness towards the people in the industries you just broke down. How open are you?
We're very open. I mean, we have, as I've mentioned, the industries are quite very many. So people can really apply. It's an online platform. Everything is there. It's a process that you have to go through, a registration process. There's information you have to provide. And once you put that there, then the team will always be able to get back to you.
You know, we discussed the last time about, and I want you to re-echo it before we move forward, the peculiarity or how different this expo is from the other expos that, you know, we've seen.
You see, now that's the trick behind this whole expo. And that's the reason why we want people to come on board, because once they step in, then they're going to get into the reality of how we have uniquely built this. It has an online platform, it has an app, a shopping center. It's basically like a data collection center that brings certain information together, and then you're able to access it, and then you're able to make certain applications. So most of the expos that we have in Uganda currently are just about showcasing, like the open visual showcasing, but we've taken it to another level. Now we are kind of broadcasting, we are online, we have a digital platform, which I think is unique, and it's going to remain vibrant. Before the expo itself and after the expo, a lot of stuff is going to happen behind the scenes on the digital platform.
So are you looking at just the businesses or business owners in Kampala or urban areas? What is your strategy, your plan for rural areas?
We're looking at everywhere. Everywhere somebody has an innovative idea, a creative business across the country, across the continent, and across the globe, as long as they're able to connect. The point is to kind of elevate businesses at this point, bring in new business players, give guys opportunities, because people have very many nice ideas, but they're also looking for people who can invest in their ideas. The people who have also business ideas and probably would share the same business idea with somebody, let's say, for example, in Turkey, you're a fashion designer, connecting you to a Turkish fashion designer might add a plus to your business, or might add a plus to his business, or you can converge and create something out of it.
Definitely. Impressive. Before we get, because Queen is in the field and she's talking to a few people that are interested and are going to be for the NGALO. They've signed up to be on the club. But before, I just want to find out, what's the response like from the people that you've already, you know, liaised with, the businesses you've liaised with? What's the response like?
It's getting exciting because people are starting to understand what we're trying to achieve with the NGALO Expo. So it's very positive. People are responding, starting to respond in a very positive way. And we like that, and you can also tell from some of the video footage that we've gone around collecting, but it's really exciting and very hopeful.
Yeah, because, you know, Ugandans can be, and this is a thing about us really, we get excited, you know, the first few, you know, weeks, months, and you're like, oh yeah, and then before you know it, the zeal dies out. You know, there's a saying that says that with Uganda, everything passes.
The thing is this, people have to understand that business is a long-term strategy. And I think I mentioned this before when I was in Dar es Salaam. You have to realize that it's a long-term strategy. You don't get into business if you expect to try today and then jump out tomorrow. You have to have a plan for 5-10 years down the road. So we hope that the people that we are kind of gathering or collecting for this event and bringing them together understand that this is a long-term strategy and they have to be in it for the long haul. Because if we start business negotiations, let's say you live in Germany, I live in Kampala, and we start business negotiations, it can't be complete in one, you know, in one short term. There are things we have to build together over time to understand each other, and then eventually maybe 2, 3, 4 years down the road, then we can be able to have something massive together.
Before I get Queen real quick, you're in the business of linking businesses.
Yes,
B2Bs, yes. So let's imagine you have businesses in Japan or Korea or even Turkey, and you link, what due diligence are you doing for the businesses in Uganda before you link them to your international trusted partners? Because Ugandan businesses or businessmen or people, we have had a history of not, you know, being transparent, you know, getting off track in the middle of a transaction. And some of these outside country business people are straight people. So what due diligence are you doing to say, hey, this business person here, we are doing this, we are vouching for them, and won't it bite me in the foot?
Okay, that's a very interesting thing, and thank you for pointing that out, Shadrach. But one of the reasons why we're going on ground to collect this data from businesses is also to verify some of those things. Does the business exist? What that they're talking about is real? Do they have this capacity?
There are so many briefcase businesses.
Yes, exactly. So going on location and verifying these businesses is one of the models that we're using to make sure that we understand that these people are in business, they have proof of concept, and they're able to meet certain qualifications and demands, and obviously the online portal also collects enough data to verify that. But the audio-visual component is actually to just verify that these businesses are.
Impressive. This looks really interesting, because imagine someone is in Uganda and they have never really thought about cross-border trade, cross-border partnerships, and it's just right here on their nose. But on that point, let's just get Queen, who is in the field right now, so that we can see what Queen is up to, talking to certain businesses. Queen.
Thank you, Shadrach. I am here at UWEC, call it Uganda Wildlife Education Center, commonly known as the zoo, located in Entebbe, and we are in a specific unit called Waste Management Unit. Here, whatever you call waste, it is used by the use of hands to do wonders. A lot of important things and art pieces are made from what you think you don't need anymore. For example, they have water bottles, bottle tops, tires, and also different fabric that they use to make different art pieces. This is Mr. Julius, team leader, Waste Management Unit at UWEC. He uses his hands, NGALO, to come up with different art pieces, and we are here to find out what he has for the expo of NGALO in November. As you see, he's making a chair out of an old car tire using a fiber rope, and we are waiting for the result of what is coming out.
We are here at Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center, Waste Management team, and that is where we always exhibit our products we make out of waste using our hands, NGALO. We have done this kind of work since 2014, and we hope to produce a lot of beautiful products out of waste. And those products, we wish they will reach international markets. We have a lot of products that we make out of waste. We make chairs out of old car waste. We use bottle tops to make a beautiful floor. We use bottle tops to make baskets. We make children toys using waste. We also make papers out of elephant poop and make a lot of precious products out of that. We also make wall hangings out of CDs for movies, and also make a lot of products using the waste that is collected at the center here at Uganda Wildlife Education Center. So we hope to show you more during the NGALO Expo in November. Thank you.
Where I'm standing on is a ground that is decorated with bottle tops, and the hands that you see shows or portray a message that when people come together, they can save the environment. We have the blue colors that shows the water bodies, and we have the green colors that are showing the environment, or the green environment, including the plants. Meaning when people come together, they can fight environmental pollution. This and more at the NGALO Expo.
Well. Welcome back. That is Queen right there. Now, Queen was at the Wildlife Center in Entebbe. And I, for one, or someone out there may not know what is actually happening at the Wildlife Center, you know. But what has just happened right now, you people positioning or giving a platform now to the gentleman who was making a cat tire, is that going to be happening for every of the exhibitors?
Yes, that's very important for every of the exhibitors, because remember, also once the whole the NGALO Expo is done, there's got to be a database entry of those videos, so that anybody who comes later and probably wants to find out more information on a particular exhibitor should be able to access that information. So it's very critical that we actually do audiovisual of most of our exhibitors, or all of our exhibitors.
So for instance, that gentleman, did he pay for that?
No, that was done completely free, because it was the beginning of the project. But in the long run, we want exhibitors to be able to make a contribution towards that, because one, it's a video that they can use to showcase themselves, but then it's also audiovisual data content that anybody can access. And instead of pitching your business all the time, people can access it on a form of video and make a decision whether they want to talk to you or they want to engage with you or do business with you.
Right. So I have seen a website of the NGALO. I just want us to understand the concept of the website, because usually with Ugandans, anytime I click something and it's www, I stop there. How is your website? How does it work, and why is it important?
The website is designed as the data collection point, or the information center, as we'd say. So anybody who wants to be a part of the expo has to go to www.ngaloexpo.com and provide their information there. And then we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have TikTok for also the videos, because it's a way of showcasing and broadcasting this information. But the website is very important because it's a database collection entity. It asks for information, your business, your contact, your name, and the information that is required also to prove that you're running a legit business.
Right. So for businesses that do not have personal websites, so can they use this as a refer point?
Exactly. That's the uniqueness about the platform, that you can use it as a refer point, because there will be a lot of your information on it, which includes the audiovisual component, which I feel is one of the best proofs of your existence as a business and what you can do, what you can provide, and your capabilities. Yes.
Right. So I can see on the screen right now there's a visitors registration. What are the different elements? Visitors, there's for instance, Shadrach, I don't have a business, but I want to go to NGALO. I can easily, register there, and then what is that exactly? Because it has a lot of components on there.
There's visitors registration, the people that are just visiting the website. Then there's the membership subscription. Then there's where you apply for the events, then where you're also booking an event, and then where you upload also your content in terms of the video and other information. So it's an easy navigation. Once you get to it and you open it up, you can be guided on that, but also you can also get help from our head office.
The team. So what I'm trying to understand is, if I log in as a member, is it exclusively you guys that upload videos, or I can also do it on my end?
We'll need to exclusively do that, because we have to meet certain quality and certain standards. If we let the people who want to be a part of the expo, the creatives and the innovatives, it will be a bit of a disaster. So we have to manage that by controlling the fact that you have to go through a procedure to load your video. And remember, there's also the verification process of knowing that you actually exist. So it has to be done by the team.
So you can't just register as a member before they come to your business? The physical aspect.
The physical aspect is key. You could if you made contact with the head office, but the physical aspect is very, very important before you So what is done before? The website registration, or the NGALO team physically coming to your place and evaluate? You can start the website registration as long as you've made contact with the head office, then they can guide you on how you'll go about that. Or if you also need the audiovisual component, the decision is actually made by going to the website, contacting us, and then making your registration. So for the visitors, what do I see? What am I previewed to? News?
articles,
You're privy
events?
to a lot of, there's a shopping, there's going to be a shopping platform online where you can actually access the different products, like some of the crafts that we'll see.
Are they international prices or muntu awansi prices?
We are kind of making sure that they are ranged within different prices so that different people can access them. So there'll be shopping, there'll be news information, you know, you might be trying to outsource something or trying to connect with a particular business. So it's a platform that you go to when you're like, let's say I want to find a business in hand and crafts in Africa to do a partnership with, and I live, let's say, in Europe. Okay. You go to the platform and then you source that information from it. But then also for the local entities, you're also going to source for the international, information that you need.
Right. So I put the promo of, I think, the last show that we did on my WhatsApp, and a friend of mine, she's in Europe, she's called Zuki. So Zuki sees this, is like, oh, when is it? November? I think I'll be in Uganda. I'll attend. So let's imagine Zuki is not in Uganda, and because she sells crafts in Europe.
In Europe.
What is your advice for Zuki?
One, we're going to figure out how we're going to live stream, obviously, the event online for the people that might not be able to attend it locally. But then also Zuki can also apply online for a membership status. So we also have our information. We understand what she's looking for, what she has to offer, and then we kind of make that connection free flow.
Right. So right now I'm seeing on the shop, you already have a mat there. It's like a cultured mat.
Yes, as an example.
It's $200.
Yes.
Is that for the international market?
That's now geared mostly to the international market.
Okay.
Because those particular producers are looking for international market.
Yeah. Right. So talking about the international market is very much you know, fascinated and obsessed with the Ugandan culture. Yeah. I just want us to look at what really the African culture looks like. Queen is in the field right now. Queen, just take us through.
Dowry, blanket, cloth, and butter thread. These were the main importances of the backcloth to our ancestors. Currently, the backcloth is used for art and fashion. The backcloth is used by international brands like Puma and Gucci. In Germany, the backcloth is used on car cushions. Backcloth making is an activity that was introduced by the Baganda people in Buganda Kingdom, found in Uganda. By the use of NGALO, the backcloth was established by one man who is from the Otto clan called Kabogoza. The backcloth is really very important in Buganda Kingdom because it was the first fabric to be established by the people of Buganda before the introduction of the cotton cloth or the cotton fabric. Right now, we are at a very special place in Buganda Kingdom at Mengo Palace, where the process of backcloth making takes place. The backcloth is made out of a tree known as the African fig tree, or locally known as Omutuba. The process of making the backcloth takes 8 hours. The outer part is ripped off from the tree and the inner part is gotten. It is then pounded using a mallet, later smoked to become a cloth. Mr. Myomba Augustine, an artist, benefiting from Hans NGALO by making backcloth art pieces.
I target both local and international markets, but I mostly target the international in a way of promoting our own product as the Baganda people, made by our own hands, the NGALO. This product really defines us as the Baganda people because it's from our own trees and made by our own hands, and then the output is the art made by our hands still. The art really speaks out what we do here, our culture, and the wildlife we have within our kingdom, Buganda. So this is a very unique and one of the oldest fabrics in Africa. The backcloth is one of the oldest fabrics in Africa, made in Africa, marketing Africa.
All right, made in Africa, marketing Africa. Now, we've seen the backcloth that Queen was talking to the gentleman over there, and they're saying the backcloth is one of the aspects or the crafts from Africa that have been marketed really well in Europe to be able to make designs with companies like Gucci and Puma. Are you having any other products on the website that you're going to market like that other than the the backcloth? Do we see any other products from your catalog being exposed like that?
That's the goal generally, to get new products, to get international exposure, just like the way Puma picked up on the backcloth. So we have very many new products that have come up, and we want to drive people to the platform to see them. But the goal is actually going to be able to give them international recognition, because the people who are actually out there looking for interesting products that they could work with from this part of the world.
Yeah. So because people will be like, oh no, it's just the backcloth that is the most marketed. It is just. Are there any products that you're looking at and saying, hey, we're going to spend a lot of energy on this so that it can break through?
We want to keep that a bit juicy in the background, because some of it is going to be actually a surprise.
Yeah.
Yes, coming forward. But people should just know that there's a lot of products that have potential here. If you just generally also look in our stores, you've realized many people have done a lot of value addition on so many things locally that we didn't think were possible.
Yeah.
And many international people that keep coming to our country look at so many things that they like. For example, I'll just give you an example. Is many people don't know that the consumption of dried pineapples, like let's say dried pineapples as an example, is an international delicacy.
Impressive.
But I don't know, for example, Shadrach, when did you last eat a dried pineapple? I think most of the time you're only taking it as a juice or as a direct fresh product, right? But there's an added value addition you do to it and make it dry, and they actually taste so good. And if you find some of them, like let's say on the US market or in Europe, it's a super delicacy. So there are very many little things we have in our country that have the power to become international brands. And this is what we want to achieve.
I'm telling you, exposure is what NGALO is all about. Now, talking about NGALO, because I'm seeing it's crafts, it's things made by hands. Is that only what you're focusing on?
Not really. That's one of the key components we think that is very ripe for international markets. But that's not only, we're not only focusing on handcraft made products, we're also focusing on other made products that might not be handcrafted.
Yeah. So no, because products made by NGALO seems to be the concept. Is that it's only the only thing you're focusing on?
Not really, but it's the richness of understanding that the expo is called NGALO, and it's the basis on which we have built the whole design of this platform and the project and so forth. But we're not only going to focus on that, we're going to stretch it a little bit further. You know, when you look at like technology prototypes, those are also other things that are designed by hands.
Right. You know? Talking about technology, I want us to get back in a bit. But Queen talks to people who are at NASA Road, and they also engage technology. So let's see what Queen has, and then we get right back.
An embroidery center, and it is both machinery and handwork. The machines are doing their job, but 90% of the perfection is done by the use of hands, that is NGALO. Mr. Mwan Godwin is the proprietor of this facility, employing over 6 pairs of hands, NGALO, for the production.
Genesis Digitizing Solutions, 20 years in service. We are the best in Uganda, but we are still being handicapped by modern machines from Germany and other European countries to match international services. So we are looking to reach that level, but we are just being handicapped by modern machines.
All right, exciting things right there. Machines coupled up with hands to create fashion. Now, talking about fashion, how are you exposing this?
We'll showcase local fashion designers that are able to produce very interesting clothes. But when we look at, for example, with the video we've just seen, we look at how the whole platform can come together. It's first of all hands and machines. One, the handcraft is actually coming from the people. The machines are actually coming from Germany.
From Germany,
now, those
yes.
are some of the things that we want to connect the dots. For example, a company like that requires more advanced technology to use to be able to upscale their industry. And that's what we want to do. When they showcase something like that, it gives them an opportunity to be able to access probably other better machines in another part of the world. So there's that combination of hand and technology that is also happening, and we can't, there's no other way to go about it, but we have to connect the person that needs the machine and the person that's doing the craft. Then eventually what happens when the person produces is also connected to a market.
Right, talking about now connections, is this what we call matching industries? Because for instance, there could be a certain industry in Uganda and then there's a different industry in Germany or you know, Hungary or anywhere. Then would you match that on your platform? Is that what we see happening?
Yes, we're looking at that possibility of matching that on the platform. How far these two individual businesses take it is really entirely up to them. But our goal is to create that exposure that they exist, this business exists, this is the advantage for this business, this is also the advantage for this business. Once they're able to merge, the better off for the platform.
Right. So talking about fabric and fashion, you know, there are some people who are, for instance, in Chiembe has a household name for making nice suits, nice fabric, and they have been there for quite a long time, and they've never improved their machinery or their, you know, their equipment. Are you looking towards helping such a person or people in Chiembe, you know, to match them with people in the international market, say Germany, like the man just said, you know? You
see, most of the businesses, like I said, it's dependent on people, how far people want to go. But remember, there are two key words here. There's creative and innovation. The people in Chiembe have been there for a while, but one of the things probably they would be lacking would be the creative component or the innovative component.
Yeah.
If they can get a chance and be partnered with somebody else who can actually get them to that level, it's the better for them.
I'm telling you. Let me take a breather and then I come back. I'm still with Cyrus from NGALO, and we are live at Salama Road in Munyunyu. It's the market code, bridging to business.
In Africa, clothing symbolizes more than a fashion statement to creativity, status, allegiance of the African tribal race. Talking about fashion, designers use their creative skills by the use of NGALO to come up with the eloquent and unique designs. We are in Kampala, the capital city of Uganda, in a specific place called Chiembe, where a lot of designers work hard by the use of their hands, specifically called NGALO, to make ends meet. Hilda Mlungi, a fashion designer, uses her hands, NGALO, to earn a living through fabric fashion.
been in this business for about 4 years now, and I've really benefited a lot. And I would love to upgrade on the machinery that I work with so that I can compete on the international market.
It's DBS Live. You're on the market code, bridging to business. Now, we just saw the lady in Chiembe, and she says she's been in business for 4 years, quite a good time. And she says she wants to improve her machinery to compete on the international level. I just want you to expound more on what you're going to be doing for a lady like that who was already subscribed.
A good example is that lady. Perfect, really, really perfect example. She's been in the business for a while. She wants to upscale. So the next thing for us to do as a platform is to connect her to the tools that she actually needs. We would look at example as a country like Turkey that has advanced in some of the technology when it comes to fabric industry. Really nice shoes, really nice suits, really nice clothes. We can find them a partner that can actually help them, provide them the expertise and the tools to upgrade her system, and then be able to obviously compete on a larger scale, probably even be able to produce something with a partner and then be able to send them to Turkey and so forth.
So the decorators, because I'm seeing this is fabric and these are designers, they are somewhat collinear with decorators. Yes, Are decorators welcome?
Yes, decorators are welcome because they put a touch to fabric, so to set up, so they're most welcome to showcase. And these days, decorators are really getting very creative. And it's quite one of the biggest industries now that I know of that has a good pull.
With events.
With events, and when it comes to finances. Decorators don't come cheap anymore. So they're also key players. There's so many things they can get internationally that can help them upscale their game.
So for decorators, how are you going to be able to present them? Is this some of the events they've done? What is the presentation going to be?
The presentation, I think, is going to be mostly about they're going to do different setups that can showcase what they're able to do. But in the process, if we're also able to capture audiovisual content from some of their events, it makes the picture juicier.
Yeah, now talking about fabricators, before we even see what some of them are doing already, because you're getting people already, the response is good. But fabricators are also people who are using hands. How are you going to go around them to be able to, because, with fabrication, it has been a business that has somewhat in Uganda been underlooked, yet it has a lot of money. But if right now someone told, a parent that, "Omwana mulete tumutwale mu fabrication," be like, "Hey, my child." So how are you doing to market and expose this as a very income generating business?
That's very interesting, but I'll just give you a small, quick example. I have a friend of mine that came back from Europe. He's called Jeremy, and he's doing a lot of fabrication stuff. And I can tell you, if you actually went to his store and saw what's happening there, fabrication extends just beyond what metalworks and woodworks.
Yes.
It's not about setting stages, setting design stages, just like the one we're using here that requires the fabricators, because they're really the hands-on guys. And there's so many things that can be done out of fabrication that are unbelievable, as long as the person is creative and very innovative. So we feel that that's another industry that we kind of have to push forward. And sometimes it's just about exposing these fabricators to other international fabricators, and they see how they approach their game, and these people can learn something from them, and then they scale up, and then they demand a better premium for what they're doing.
So it's just more than trying to get businesses of the business of the platform. It's also, introducing you or linking you or connecting you to someone who's doing it, who is
somebody who
a
can
top
even
player.
train you. Somebody who can train you to become better. This is the whole goal of this whole club. Somebody who can invest in you, somebody who can train
better
you.
mentorship.
Yes, exactly.
Impressive. Talking about woodwork, let me just have a video right now and we'll get back.
The comfort in our homes has an ingredient of furniture, but it can't be furniture except with the use of NGALO. What is happening here is only NGALO in action, perfecting your comfort. The final work of NGALO rests in this place, waiting for dispatch, what we call the market.
Hi, my name is Shadrach Shagaf Kisame. I know you may or may not even know me. However, that is not important. The important part is allow me introduce or even bring to you what could actually turn out to be your business kickstarter or even business lifesaver. You see, in our day-to-day endeavors to make that extra dollar, for some, that only dollar, the biggest barricade, the biggest frustration, and even the biggest hindrance turns out to be the knowledge gap, the business gap. Provided the outcome is income, your dream is valid. We will be coming to you live with business exclusives, business nuggets, and business insights. Above all, business interviews from your international top business moguls. Ladies and gentlemen, I have good news for you. The Hub Channel by DBS. DBS Business Live is the market code, and we're still broadcasting here live at the .NET Hub. Now, we just saw Queen in a furniture showroom for chairs. Most of the chairs that have been happening here have been usually import. Furniture that looks really exquisite, the one that looks really nice. It's expensive and it's imported from Turkey, from Korea. So with the people, the local manufacturers like the one Queen just showed us, how are you going to reverse what has been the normal?
You know, let me tell you a little bit of quick, interesting story. Recently, my sister was here. She lives in New York, and she's a very stylish person.
Yeah.
So she wanted to find, I think, chairs for her house, and she happened to go to some store towards Ntinda. I've forgotten the name. And after she went there, she called me and told me, by the way, Cyrus, you need to go to this store. They make Ugandan furniture. And by the time I tell you, this is true. So I took time off and I went to the store. I'm telling you, Shadrach, I was very impressed with the furniture they had. I wasn't even so bothered about the price because it was a bit pricey, but this is a Ugandan product.
Right.
So the potential that we have in our own products is really, really big. It's just a matter, again, of showcasing and providing information and kind of guaranteeing it to our people that we can actually produce these things. Because it's also key for us to be able to buy our own things. And I know there's a stereotype of Ugandans not liking a lot of their own products, but honestly, over the past few years, I'm very impressed with what Ugandans are producing. And remember, I travel a lot. I've been around the world, seen a few things here and there. So when it comes to guaranteeing that Ugandans are actually producing nice stuff, you just need to step out and find it. It would be one of the most amazing things to be able to buy, you know, stuff from also our own Ugandan producers. Right. It's a way of supporting the industry.
Right. Yeah. That brings me to something very, I'm digressing, but it's also in line with what we're talking about. And I'm going to politic for a bit. Bubu Uganda, buy Uganda, build Uganda. Are you guys trying to do what they failed to do, or you're complimenting them?
I think we're kind of complimenting them because I think it's also a process for them to get the mindset of Ugandans to just also understand from our perspective that our products are good. So I think we're going to compliment them, but then also we want to take the game to the next level because again, it's easier also for people to buy something from another country that doesn't belong to their own. Sometimes it's an easy seller.
So because you are bridging businesses to international businesses, which is a good thing because that drives in foreign exchange as, you know, people buy or, you know, import from us as we export. But what are you going to do with the Ugandan, with the like you say, the stereotype where Ugandans have failed to accept, appreciate, and also buy from their own? What is your strategy to be able to sell Ugandans to Ugandans?
We're going to continue marketing very aggressively the content that we collect when it comes to our Ugandan products and showcase them in a very unique and dynamic way so that we can shift the perspective of Ugandans to understand that you also need to invest your own money in buying your own products and they actually do meet the standards. Now, for example, like me, I'm in the process of trying to it's not that I don't have furniture, but I'm trying to purchase other new furniture from Ugandan made people because I'm very impressed with it and I don't see why I shouldn't be able to support it.
So it's not just being patriotic, the quality is also good.
Yes, the quality is good and then we have to take action. I think even you yourself, you've bought some of the crafted chairs.
Yes.
And you've bought them because they actually meet a standard and you like the style and the price is also right, you know. So we have to be an example in that direction. So we'll do everything it takes to be able to change that narrative of Ugandans to understand that their products also meet international standards.
Right, impressive. You know, our time is really fast spent, but we've talked about how someone becomes a member, but I want you to re-echo that, the membership process, and then also to distinguish, are the two the same or is different? Is a member an exhibitor? Are they different?
A member is an exhibitor and a member will also be able to showcase at the expo. Once you become a member, it means you're already showcasing on the platform and you can also showcase on the expo. And then we shouldn't also forget we have actually an app.
Exactly.
An app that has come out, and it's also another unique way of you go online, you load your products, you're able to showcase them, you connect to other business to businesses and investors and so forth.
Yeah, so for instance, individual exhibitors, are they welcome?
Yes, they are most welcome.
Like they may be foods and, you know?
Yes, they are most welcome because food and nature is one of the industries that we are also focusing on.
Yeah, because for instance, the painters, you know?
Anybody who's doing anything creative and is unique and has potential and has a business, has an idea, and has taken it a good distance away and is looking to connect, create, innovate, and so forth, is welcome to the platform.
Talking about, before we wind up, talking about the individual exhibitors, let's see the categories of these individual exhibitors that can come through, and then we return to wind up.
Sanyu is an artist, and her journey of starting this artwork was because of passion. She started as a YouTuber with no intentions of making money, but later on when people got interest in her work, she started making money, and she realized that she could make a lot of money with what she does by her hands, call it NGALO, to make ends meet.
A pencil on my hand to create portraits that I sell to earn a living.
And it is the market code, bridging to business. Now, we just saw a lady who is a really good artist, I must say. And these are some of the art, pieces or artworks that I see on the street with street kids, because they always do those, the art drawings they do, and they lay them on the street. If you're interested, you pay. Are they also welcome because they draw using hands?
Yes, the street kids are most welcome. As part of our corporate social responsibility, we want to also help them, showcase what they're doing. So for them, it's free of charge, and they can be a part of the expo. In a way,
it's free of charge?
Yes, it's free of charge for them. It's part of our corporate social responsibility that we need to, support them. And you can see, for example, for the lady, very beautiful work, but what has made her really successful is the ability to digitize what she's doing, put it on a digital platform and showcase it at a larger scale. And now she's able to make a living, and this is what this is all about.
Impressive, impressive right there. Now, you mentioned about the app, because I would want, after the show, people are going to just go in the app store or, and they would want to know, just talk more about the app. Is it already there in the stores?
The app store is available on Google, on the Google app, and then it's also available on App Store. Yeah. So anybody can go and find it and then go through the whole registration process. Just like any other app that you look for on your phone, it's already available.
Is it easy access? Is it easy get in, easy get out?
Yes, it's quite you can navigate it very easily. It's not heavy, you can download it, so you can easily access it very easily. And the content is there, everything it's just you follow the prompts on the app.
Right. So, talking about, the street, is it only the street kids that are able to access the expo for free, or are there other people from your social impacting component?
I think this year we're going to kind of focus on the street kids as the first free people to be able to access, and then we'll see how we can grow that over the coming years.
Yeah, so I want you to look into this camera and just kind of stress it, because the people may not really know what you're talking about. Yes. And then, somehow they could know street kids, someone could be dealing with them. So I want you to look in the camera and emphasize to them that street kids are free and they can come and showcase their work, and the proceeds they make from their work strictly goes to them. I think it's important they understand that. So
as part of our corporate social responsibility, the street kids are free to come and showcase their work, and whatever benefits they get out of it, or dividends or donations, it actually goes towards them. We want to support that. We think it's very important to show our street children that if you're talented at something, you should be able to be somebody who can support you in that work, and that's what we're going to do with NGALO Expo.
Won't the street kids overwhelm you, because everyone will now become a street kid?
We'll know how to verify. We'll know how to verify that process of who are street kids and who are not street kids.
Right, our time is really fast spent, Cyrus. I want you to give you under 30 seconds your parting shots, and also a way to emphasize what you're talking about and tell the people this thing is coming and it's here to stay.
We planned NGALO for a while, the NGALO Expo for a while, so we're in it for the long haul. We're not going to do it only for 1, 2, 3 years. We want to take it all the way down, and this is something unique. It's the most unique expo that you're going to find, and there are very many unique components that we're going to keep adding to it as we go on for the next couple of years. So we look forward to having you on board with us, and thank you very much.
All right, that is Cyrus, spokesperson for NGALO, and you can be the judge. He's done a very great job in making us understand. And this is one of a series of episodes that we're going to be talking to the team members for NGALO. We're also going to be talking to the exhibitors here once Cyrus and his team are able to avail them. But from me and the entire DBS management, we want to say good night, good luck. Until next time, adios.